Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I'm your host, GameChanger. Okay, so for those of you who just seen it or haven't seen it, I was just on the Bernard Riley show where they were talking about a situation where a woman provoked her son to violently and lethally end a dispute that she was having with a man in the restaurant. The 14-year-old came in, shot the guy that was attacking his mom, and they were arrested and they were released because it was considered self-defense or the defense of others. Okay, now this set two very important precedents. One, you in that area set the precedent that you do have a right to use deadly force to defend a loved one, which I agree with. I believe that, like, if you if you're driving and you see somebody attacking a loved one, and you can come out and do whatever it takes to defend said loved one. I definitely agree with that precedent. And another precedent, which is the one that a lot of women were hoping for, particularly the overweight women of the world, particularly the Black women of the world, they wanted this precedent set. And that is, I can be as annoying and obnoxious as possible, as long as I don't get physical. Now, that precedent has always been set because we have laws surrounding physical attacks, whether it's with or without a weapon. We have laws, it's considered assault if you do this, it's considered, battery if you do this, it's considered attempt at deletion or deletion itself, first degree deletion if you do this. These are all physical actions. There is no checks and balances for verbal attacks. Really, in a very twisted way, legally, a person, a skinny person, who can't physically defend himself, can walk up to a muscle bound Terry Crews looking dude and just drop N bombs all day, and he has no recourse. Legally, he can't do nothing but stand there and be humiliated in front of his family. That is the world that we live in, and a lot of people find comfort in that world. So what happened was a perpetuation of that particular precedent. I can talk to you any way I want, and you can't give physical retaliation. Now, this gives power to the talkers of the world. And this is somebody who, until adulthood, was a very small person, relative to the other guys in my own class, to where um, I could see a situation like that being advantageous, where I have a sharp tongue. However, I wasn't the biggest kid, nor the most capable of defending myself. If a larger kid was to retaliate, so this would be an ideal situation for someone like me, someone who could just get into to the linebacker's face, talk crap, and then just walk away, you know, embarrassing him in front of his girl or whatnot. So that is a precedent that has been set. Good or bad for society, who knows? But that is something that was reinforced. Okay, someone wants to troll and say weak. All right, listen. I was younger than my grade. So in kindergarten, when everybody else was 5, I was 3. And this is something that continued all the way through 12th grade. Now, I don't really know if I was weak for a 3-year-old, and who knows? But yeah, I guess you can call it that. So be it. Anyway, moving on. So that is a precedent that has been set for society, and there are those who want that, and there are those who I want to say need that, and they need that because it allows them to get a certain type of attention. And quite frankly, this is the only attention that society gives them. And that's because, in a very real way, in some instances, they don't have any choice. This goes back to that meme or whatever I seen where the two women were sucking opposite ends of a hot dog in a grocery store while the other patrons of the grocery store were ignoring them. This was obviously a cry for attention that went unheard. Society has been trained to ignore them, and they are doing what they can to not be ignored. And this is including and not limited to getting into verbal altercations with people and not backing down from said verbal altercation. Attention is a drug for a lot of people. Now, Fair situation, fair disclaimer, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if that's the case. In fact, there is a possibility that it wasn't, just to be clear. There is a possibility that it was not the case. A strong possibility. It could be that this dude was on some weird stuff. Well, actually, you know something? What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a separate video about that situation. And I'll keep that one up, unlike this one. But while on Bernard's, a woman comes up and she states her point of view of how and why she wants this woman to go free. I want y'all to listen to this. And I want y'all to pay close attention to my reaction.
I don't know who this is. I think it says Barbie down there. Barbie.
How you
Hey,
doing?
how you doing? Welcome to the show. You
Hey, I
have
just
the floor.
called
You have the
in.
mic. Go ahead. Yep.
Hey, I just called in and I just would like to let you guys know that I absolutely stand with the mom and the son. I do not feel as though she called her son into the restaurant to, you know, do what happened, So I just feel like,
You think
it's
they
her
making
mother.
that? You think they making that part up when they say it was a
Yes,
text message or she texted him?
yes, I believe so. Yes, I really believe so. And this has been very traumatizing. And I speak for all the mothers across America because this here um, really hit home. And I
Huh.
feel really bad for that baby because he was forced to protect himself and his mother. And to put him being in that situation as a mother myself, it is just
May I ask a
it's
quick
Well,
question?
ridiculous.
let me ask, what would
No,
you
no,
have
no,
done
hold
in
on,
that
PC,
situation?
let me go.
Well, okay, I just want to
Continue.
ask this question. What would you have done in that situation if the guy was asking, if you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock the shit out of you? What would you have done in that
Well,
particular moment?
to be honest with you, I don't know what I would have done because at that moment, you know, it's everything going on, everything happening at one time. I'm not going to, me personally, I'm not going to back down. If I'm not speaking directly to you,
Look at that reaction that Bernard had. He was a little surprised. He was a little taken back. But she's not going to back down. Now, there are situations where men must humble themselves, and this is for the safety of others. So, say you have a baby strapped to your chest and somebody wants to come and talk reckless. Then you say, and you can take this person, but do you pick that battle or do you back down? You have a baby strapped to your chest. See, there's certain situations that you tend to avoid because you know that there are several possible outcomes that can lead to somebody who you should be protecting being not, you know, in that situation. But she's under the mindset of never back down. I should not back down. And that's because, okay, here's the thing. People want a comfortable trope that they present. They have people have certain brands that they often brand themselves or others brand them as. But typically they brand themselves. Whether it's bimbo, nerd, athlete, I don't know, life of the party, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like people create gangster, thug, whatever, they create a brand for themselves. And with this brand comes certain expectations of behavior. Oh, if you a real nigga, then you would do this. Meaning that this is what you have to do. This is how you have to perform in order to be considered a real nigga. Now, if you actually question if that is the way that a person should perform, then you probably don't really need that brand. Me personally, I don't really feel that people should seek to have a brand or a persona. Exactly. People shouldn't really seek to have a persona. They should just be themselves. But unfortunately, not everybody thinks that way. Now, there are certain personas out there that are not available to every person. The persona of an athlete is not one that's available to me, nor has it been ever in my life. That's something that, I'm not going to be like Mike. That's something, that's a persona that I can't even pretend to be. Like, someone could look at me and say that, but I would not be able to provide any follow through for that. So that is something that's not available to me. And unfortunately, for a lot of women, the persona of pretty girl, damsel in distress, Miss Thing, Barbie, is not a persona that is rightly available to them, particularly for Black women. But a persona that is available to them is the sapphire, is the boss bitch, is the large and in charge persona. And unfortunately, in order to maintain that persona, it requires that you never back down. Once again, in order to maintain this persona, you can never back down. Let's continue.
Because clearly you can see she was speaking to her son. She was telling her son, hey, go back in the car. He said, who? He was already ready. If you look at his fist, he was
All
a
right.
threat. So she's
Okay. All
back
right.
to
All
the
right. All right.
point.
Hold on. Let me make sure we get this right. So if you're in that situation, you're in an argument with a man in public, and you just like you assess that this man is on the edge of violence. Coupled with that, he's literally he's gotten to the point where he's saying like, hey, shut the fuck up or I'm gonna knock you out. In that situation, you wouldn't back down. Why not?
Well, because at that point, like, I feel like we all adults, you know. You're telling me to shut the F up, and I'm like, oh, well, if
Okay,
I'm
wait,
speaking to
time out. If at that point, if y'all are all adults, then the son shouldn't have to shoot. Y'all are all adults. You should stand your ground and fight, and you win some,
well,
you
she
lose some.
did.
But
And
hold on. If you say y'all all adults and you don't have to give any additional masculine respect, then you shouldn't expect your son to shoot. You should expect yourself to put up your dukes and win some or lose some. But once you acknowledge that that was a dangerous enough of a situation to where your son had to shoot, you should then have the wherewithal to say, I should have backed down, right?
well, I mean, what's backing down? I don't understand what you mean backing down,
I do.
because
I do.
she was standing there.
It means
Would you rather walk
hold on,
away?
wait, time out. Backing down means shutting the fuck up when this grown ass man who's on the brink of violence is saying,
Okay. Clear example of unstoppable force meets immovable object. Now, I talked about her persona. What about his persona? See, he has a persona also that he has to maintain. Now, I don't really know him, and really I don't know anybody, but I'm speculating here, so follow me for a second. So you have a woman with a persona, a large and in charge, never back down, say what's on your mind, talk crap to anybody persona. She has that persona. Now, what if he has a hood persona? What if he has a street persona that he has to protect? And his is also never back down. You see how that works? You have two people with this persona to protect. People are watching. Everybody's watching. Your girl is there. She watching. Your son is there. He's watching. The people in the thing, they're watching. Everybody's watching. Are you going to maintain your persona? You got to maintain your persona. So when the question is, when he posed the question, shut up or I'm swinging. That was clear. It's like either I'm going to come out of this situation on top, meaning he protect his persona, or she is going to escalate the situation to protect her persona. And then what transpired is she won that situation.
If you say one more word, I'm gonna knock you out. It means don't say one more word. Get out of the situation.
I wouldn't do it, sir. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hey, let me ask
I
that.
wouldn't do
You got to
it.
be prepared. You got to be prepared to take what comes with it.
And that's just exactly what
glad-
happened.
I'm glad
You
she
know?
said this. By the way, I have my questions for you, and good afternoon. So I first said, I don't know if you heard what I was making this. What is your issue with de-escalating a situation? Why do you like?
There
you said,
is well, to be honest with you, I feel like if I'm minding my business, I'm in here. I have someone that's calling themselves trying to bully. You got to understand, it's a bully tactic.
okay.
He was bullying this woman, and he
So
had his fist balled up. She probably was afraid. If you got to understand your nerves and everything, it's like, okay, this man, I hear what he's saying, but he's loud. At this point, her mind probably blank. You know
I
what I'm saying?
understand.
You got to attack her in front of you. You're in a corner.
Okay, Barbie. I think you said your name was Barbie, right?
That's her
Yeah.
name.
Okay, so Barbie. Okay, understood. You're not gonna back down. I'm a trained boxer and a concealed carry, and I've been in situations with 4 or 5 people. Sometimes it's okay to back down. Okay, now
It
my
is.
second.
It is.
Okay, no.
Now he brings up an excellent point. Sometimes it's okay to back down. However, he don't have that particular persona. He has nothing to prove by backing down. And he has nothing to lose by backing down. That's why he and many people can comfortably do so. Somebody talked about Dolomite. He says, sounds like nigga moment. It is a nigga moment. And you want to know why niggas get into nigga moments? Because niggas have a persona to protect. Now, nigga moment is coined by, as far as I know, coined by the Boondocks. That episode with Stinkmeaner, when they explained exactly what a nigga moment is. And then they also gave the example, how does a white person deal with a nigga moment? And then he just said, wait a minute, I don't have to deal with this. I'm white. And then he just happily walked away. And they played a little music. That's because he don't have a persona to protect. He has nothing to prove. He has nothing to prove to this dude. His wife is still going to sleep with him. His kids are still going to respect him. He has nothing to prove to this. And that is the way I think that Sir Tice. That's the perspective that Sir Tice is coming from. I have nothing to prove. I do not have to prove anything to myself or to anybody here. That doesn't apply to her. And I'll explain why later, but let me play some more.
No. You've already drawn your line in the sand on that. My second question is this: what motivation do you think that the prosecutors in Cook County, Illinois, would just randomly make up the text message and her allegedly saying shooting the other witness? Why would they do that? Because you already
with the other witness. Okay, now on that end, okay, I understand what happened with that. But for why the prosecution and all that, I don't.
Are you for or against what happened there?
I'm 100. I told you I stand with them. I'm 100.
Oh, so you even support her trying to go back in there to shoot the girlfriend?
Witness?
Why? Hold on, time out. Why?
Okay. Now what she's doing is she's not backing down from Bernard. You see, there comes a point, and this is why these type of people are extraordinarily annoying to be with outside of the violence. She already made a stance. She already made a statement. She already made a thesis, and she made a declaration, and that is, I'm not going to back down. Or no, I'm sorry. That is that she's 100% behind them. So no matter what, they are going to say, even in this part, she's going to say yes because she's backing up her statement and she's not going to back down. Now, somebody said GC went off on her. Listen, I did that because I know. I know the personality type. I know the don't back down personality type. And I also, well, let's just say I get a kick out of it. I do. That's why I do what I do. And quite frankly, that's why I'm pretty good at what I do. I understand her personality type. I knew exactly which buttons to push. And it wasn't her belly button because she's fat.
What you're not understanding is at that point, I done lost it. I lost it. I'm gone.
Oh, you lost it. Now everything.
Yeah, I lost it. I done been beat down. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, she lost it.
Yeah, so at that point. At that point,
okay,
yes.
Gentlemen, this is exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna go. And that's what I feel.
Okay, let me
go ahead, Game Changer. Go ahead, Game Changer.
This is very important. Ma'am, how much do you weigh?
I weigh 180 pounds.
Okay, and how tall are you?
I'm about 5'2".
Yeah. So, okay. Now, from everything that I just told you, everything, hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. Everything I just told you and explained to you. How did I know she was big? How do I know? How did I know she wasn't going to say she's 90 pounds? And that's a legitimate question. Answer the question in the chat room, and I'm going to check to see how many people hit the like button. Johnson, you're fired. All right. So the problem is that far too few people hit the like button. I'm gonna wait a bit for the likes to come up. Actually, I gotta do the refresh thing. Far too many people. Far too few people hit the like button. Okay, let me get like 8 more, and then we good. All right, got to get 2 more. Then we'll continue. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay. The way that, let me see your answers. All right. GC hit the easy button. Okay, well, hit the like button. That's easy. All right, it says, let's see. She's built like Ram Man from He-Man. Well, I mean, yeah, she's short and big, I mean, the whole BMI thing, no, she's definitely big. There's no escaping that. All right. It says she fell as big as a man, so she thinks that she can challenge one to a fight. No, that's not how I came to that conclusion. I could hear it in her voice. Yeah, some people have fat accents or faccents. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. You can hear the cholesterol in her deep voice. Okay. All right. She was like the unit of Georgia. I don't know what that is. Okay. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's University of Georgia nose tackle. Okay. Yeah. Don't follow college football. Okay. So, yeah. Here's the thing. Here's how I know. Because a lot of fat women, particularly fat black women and fat white ones too, they have this particular persona. All of the other personas are not available to them. The personas of, as I mentioned before, damsel in distress, the pretty girl that won't break a nail, that can't break a nail. These are personas that people are comfortable with. And society has been force-fed this strong black, large and in charge type persona, out there so much that it gives women like this that particular comfort in that particular persona. So her behavior in defense of it would suggest that she is protecting the same persona as the woman in the restaurant, which concluded that she must be fat. And to her credit, she was, honest in stating that she was. So at this point of the conversation, I knew 2 things. One, that she was overweight, and she's probably lying about her weight. I'm pretty sure she is. I'm pretty sure she's bigger than that. But after a certain point, you stop counting anyway, so it don't really matter. But yeah, so she's I knew that she was bigger, and I knew that she had a persona to protect of never backing down. All right, let's continue. It's reasonably to conclude that you're overweight. Now, I do want to say that there is some aggression involved with your type of person.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion. My thing, I really
know I'm entitled to my opinion. Why are you giving
yes,
permission?
You are, but
all right, here, hold on, let's back. All right, we gotta back up. So, explain to me how it makes any logical sense. Mute up, Sir Tice, because that background is coming in. Explain to me how it makes any logical sense to where after, yes, you got beat up by the man. Your son just shot and killed the man who was beating you up. Where is any logical sense in shooting his girlfriend?
Well, like I said again, sir, at that moment, we wasn't in that position. We didn't go through the triggers and the trauma that those 2 endured. They had to
This
go through.
emotion.
We didn't go through that. But at the end of the day, I'm not for violence. I'm really not. But I am about standing my ground and self-defense.
No. We hold on, wait, time out. We was in agreement on the initial, the standing the ground was the son coming in there in shooting. That was
the mom too. You don't tell me.
Hold on, wait, whoa. Time out. All right. The mom was getting punched. She was standing her ground. That was stupid. All right. We disagree on that. When you think that she supposed to grab her nuts and stand toe to toe with that man and not figure out a way to get the hell out of there before she get her ass whooped. Okay, fair enough. That's stupid, but okay, fair enough.
She was trying to shift the conversation. You don't think when she was talking to her son, she was trying to ignore him?
Okay, that's
bullshit.
She was
talking to her son, she was like, okay, Look, I'm not even talking to you at this point. You know?
Hold on, wait, time out. We're two people who are in agreement with the simple premise that her getting her ass whooped, that the son come in, he see that, he got a gun, he 14, he's still a kid, a man beating your mama ass. We agree that that was a justified shot. All right, that part we can agree on. Where you going left and you're getting kind of stupid with it is just a real simple question that in that situation where a man is operating on the brink of violence, you can see that, and then he tries to say that, hey, if you say one more word, I'm gonna beat your ass, and you basically saying that she's supposed to look him in his eyes and say some more words, and then he's giving another threat, say something else, I'm gonna whip your ass. She's supposed to look him in the eyes and say another word. At that point, then yeah, once you go there, it's stupid.
According to that persona, yes, she is. What else can she do? In her persona, you can't show weakness because strength is all you have. You don't have beauty. Let's be clear, you don't have beauty. What else do you have? What other characteristics that society deems as admirable can you possess as a woman? So yes, de-escalation for her was off the table, and for him was also off the table. If he wanted to continue to be a real nigga in the eyes of his girlfriend, who was cheering him on as he committed a possible felony.
Then you add insult to injury, and then say that on top of that, after he got chased out and shot, somebody mute up, please. Somebody mute up, whoever that is. After he get chased out and shot, and then she's supposed to go and wrestle the gun from her son, walk in there and shoot the girlfriend. Like, where do you draw the line with that? What if his daughter was in there? Do we shoot the daughter? What about his mama? If his mama and daughter in there, do she shoot the man whole damn family? Like, what the fuck? Like that's where you just get to the point where it's madness at that point. It's not even self-defense. You want a goddamn killing spree.
Yep.
Yep. This is more of her not backing down. This is more of her not admitting that there was some wrongdoing. She just condoned a killing spree. Because to not do so would be a concession.
In that attitude right there, in that thought process, when if the jury look at her and they see her in the same way that you're expressing yourself, that's what's gonna get her locked up.
Well,
like y'all don't even know how to be victims right. Y'all don't even know how to do the self.
And there you go. Bernard said it best. Don't know how to be victims right. That's because victimhood is not a part of their persona. I repeat, unless it's at the hands of the white man, of course. But generally speaking, victimhood is not a part of their persona.
Self-defense thing, right? You talking about going on a full kill, Kill Bill type kill list on everybody that know the motherfucker because he beat your ass. Like that's just stupid as hell.
Hey, if everybody's all adults, right, then the main thing that should have happened is the whole situation shouldn't have happened if everybody's adults. And we don't get to say, oh, we get to be blackout angry and everything goes. Because, like, look at some of the communities where the boys are doing that. That's not justification for anything. This is crazy, man.
She's justifying the nigga that does the drive-by to shoot the dude he meant to shoot and everybody else at the cookout. She's justifying him. He mad.
Well, no, I'm not justifying
That's
him.
the
In
same
this
logic that
situation,
old girl used against Travis Rudolph. That's the same thing. I was pissed. I was mad to hell with everybody else that took an L in the situation. My emotional crash out was the only thing that matters, and that shit dumb.
And she said her
but he
adrenaline was
did get on
flowing.
those charges. He did get out of jail.
Yeah, well, luckily, if he was in California, if he was in California with a different jury, then guess what? He goes to jail just like
And that's the difference, by the way, between the real nigga persona and the boss bitch persona. That's the fundamental difference, is that the boss bitch persona is always within the confines of the law, for herself at least. The boss bitch persona is always within the confines of the law. They are as obnoxious as legally possible. Now, the real nigga persona is not within the confines of the law. They're not restricted by the law in order to maintain their real nigga status. And that's why prison is full of real niggas. Point blank, period. So, yeah.
the performer dude with Meg Thee Stallion. He's going to jail. So he got lucky because of the jurisdiction he was in. Well, technically not with the jurisdiction, because some wouldn't even charge him.
But the thing that got him off is her in court standing on that I was mad, I do what I want to do type shit, and that's what got the man off. It was really her testimony and how she acted which kind of reflect the same standpoint that this young lady on the panel had.
It was really her to set the whole damn thing up to begin with. She sent him on a dummy mission, and if she hadn't did that, then nobody would have died. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody would have been over there. That whole blackout, hey, anything goes. Yeah, we can't live like that, man. Not
no,
in a
we
civilized
can't live
society.
like that. But you never know what a person's suffering from. You know what I'm saying? This
But
woman,
so-
I mean,
so
I'm sorry. When
you're
I saw that
justifying-
video,
I know exactly what she's
traumatized.
suffering from. Diabetes. Okay? And that's not an excuse. That is not an excuse to do that. I mean, diabetes and just a general disposition of not being valued the same by society, making her want to lash out.
No, that's not true. I disagree.
That is
If
true.
that woman
That
suffered with
is
mental
true.
illness,
Wanting to go
and she
on a
suffered with
murderous
traumatizing,
rampage
anxiety,
is not
then
something
they
that
have to
people
take that
who
into
are
accountability.
generally accepted by society does. Okay? People who are lesser than regular women, they feel a certain type of way on a day-to-day basis, that they're not getting their due attention, that they're not getting their due respect, and that they're not getting their due protection.
I disagree.
So they have a tendency to overcompensate. They also feel like they're not getting their due food. So they have a tendency to overcompensate in each and every single opportunity possible. So, and this is that. And encouraging others to go on a murderous rampage is another example of that.
I'm going to land my plane with this. Like I said, all my prayers go out to the mother and the little boy. I'm hurt for him because, I wouldn't want that for my child, so I just,
Then why would you call him to shoot up the spot?
She did not call him. Like I
okay,
said,
okay. We'll put it like this: if you don't want it for your child, why don't you shut the fuck up? When in situations like that, if you don't want it for your child, why not shut the fuck up? When in situations like that,
I'm not gonna shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
You want it for your
child. You would keep talking with the understanding of knowing that it could end like this. You understand that you will begin a sequence of events that could end with your child in handcuffs. Y'all hear that? And this goes into what I just said. No one is going to tell me to shut the fuck up. But if it's law enforcement, that's another thing. You see? It's the same. Like, the personas are very similar. It's just that, men do it without the real niggas do it outside of the confines of law enforcement. And the boss bitches do it within the confines of law enforcement. That's why she didn't go to jail. As obnoxious as legally possible. I repeat, as obnoxious as legally possible. So you can later say, I don't want my child in handcuffs. You don't want your child in handcuffs, granted, but you don't want to shut the fuck up more. If Wade, you have two options: shutting the fuck up, child in handcuffs, and you chose not to shut the fuck up.
And
that
means that
talking shit and eating food is more important to you than the freedom of your son. That is the problem. You are putting the need. You are putting the need of belligerence and temporary attention above the freedom and life and well-being of your son and those around you. That is what is going on. You understand that any sequence of events. You see that? So I decided to play a game with her. And that's because she's of the same mindset and temperament of the woman in this situation. Her name is actually Hood. Let's her name is actually Miss Hood. She's Miss Hood. Hood. You could tell by the fat on her neck. You could tell, her name is actually Hood. Let's go there. But she's of the same temperament of Miss Hood. And that is last word. Last word. I gotta have the last word. Like last word. So yeah, I'm trolling. I'm poking the hippopotamus. Yes, I am. But you got to. I do this because I want them to get somewhat used to not having the last word. So I decided to play a game of last word with her. Let's see how this plays out. Anyway, you have this never back down mentality. And I'm not understanding that things like that always end tragically. But you don't care as long as you are seen in a position of power and authority, because that is the only way people generally. Anybody think you're gonna make me shut up? You got another thing coming. We see you. And the reason why people generally don't see you is because of the excess. You don't have to see me. People generally over. Y'all hear that? You don't have to see me, but you will hear me. You ever wonder why they so damn loud? You ever wonder why they so fucking loud? The reason that they are so loud is to force people to hear them everywhere they go. I was in a government building. I went up to Sacramento. I was in a government building taking care of some business last month. And there was a chick there arguing with the security guard loud as hell because she had a can of beer in her purse. Who in the world carries beer in a purse? She do. Loud, obnoxious. And then when she came in to talk to her, looks like it's her daughter or something, just by age alone. They didn't look alike. You know, she was re-explaining the situation, why she was getting into a confrontation with the security guard, turned into personal insults and everything like that. She was being as obnoxious as legally possible. She was basically seeing what she can get away with. And we all seen, you know, on this channel, if you haven't, check it out, you know, Why Black Girls' Tears Don't Matter. The situation where the woman was in the hotel and she refused to leave. As obnoxious as legally possible. And unfortunately, there isn't a law against being loud and obnoxious, which is why she's saying, you know, you don't have to see me, but you will hear me, which means that they go everywhere being loud as hell. And that's why y'all hear it all the time. And everybody hears it. White people hear it. Black people, black men hear it. Asian people, everybody hear it. Everybody hear their cries for attention. The attention that regular looking women get from being looked at. You know, like that whole Cooler Than Me song. She needs everybody's eyes just to be seen. Well, this chicks need everybody's ears to be heard. Look and ignore. Wait, what did you say?
Period.
It wasn't that funny.
Hey,
You
Barbie.
know,
You don't
but
have to
at the
see me,
end
but
of
you
the
gonna
day,
hear me.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, at the
You
end
see
of the
that?
day,
I'm
I
glad
just
you repeated. And notice I didn't hear her, because guess what? I don't have to hear your ass either. And that is the truth of the matter. That is the unfortunate and sad truth of the matter that they don't want to deal with. People don't have to hear them, meaning that, or, they don't have to acknowledge or pay any attention to what they are saying. And you don't. And you want to know why you don't have to pay attention? Because they're fat. And that's why you don't have to pay attention. A beautiful woman say something, you listen, because in what she said may be the secret to getting your dick in her mouth. So you have to listen. You have to listen when they speak, because they just might say every Wednesday night at 7:30, I just get an insatiable urge to suck a dick. So you listen for that. When they say stuff, even if it's something stupid, you're listening just in case there's a hint of that. But you don't have to listen to this bitch. Ever. I was not paying attention. I had to ask Bernard what she said to repeat it. The chick that you're arguing with doesn't sound fat. You are the fat listener, huh? See, okay, now we're going to talk about Ray. So here's the situation with that. I asked her if she was fat. I asked her, how many pounds does she weigh? She said 180 pounds. I asked her, how many inches tall is she? She said she's 5 foot 2 inches tall. That is fat. That is fat. And no, she's not built like Kevin Hart. To all you BMI people and stuff like that. No, she's fat. Look on Bernard's face. That. And that's my point. And that's why y'all don't shut the fuck up. That is why y'all never shut the fuck up. Because you know that we don't see you. And we don't see you because you're not high. So you try to overcompensate for the fact that I don't look at you the same way I look at Jessica Rabbit when her ass walk in. You try to overcompensate by being loud and belligerent and obnoxious.
You are on the wrong level.
And every now and again, that behavior gets your ass popped.
You have a person.
But you're not okay with that. So instead of just taking the ass whooping that's due to
I'm not taking no ass whooping. I'm laying your ass flat. I'm laying you out. I'm stretching your ass out.
That is the only
like
way
you. That's why shit go down. That's why that pussy dog get what he did. But this pussy ass niggas like you. And that is the reason like you why people like that's why you're fucking mad again. My
and you are not up here because you actually sympathize with that man. You are up here trying to protect your right.
All right.
This is what a game of last word sounds like. Because right now she's just trying to get the last word in. This is, and I'm like, you know something? I'm going to play this with you. I'm going to play a game of last word. Why? Because you can't call your son or your simp or anybody, on my chess piece avatar. So we're going to play an actual game of last word. Now, Bernard interrupts, but listen how this game is played. Guess what? Society has consequences. And it doesn't have respect. You are not going to parts and get no. You're not fighting for anything.
All right.
You're fighting for your right.
All right, DC. All right, I muted both of y'all. I'm gonna ask you one question before you go. I'm gonna ask you one question. Let's try to make the conversation sane for 1 second. All right. Do you think Travis Rudolph should have shot his girlfriend as well? Answer that question. Go.
Are
Do you
you
think
talking
Travis
to me?
Rudolph
I'm
should have?
sorry.
Do you think Travis Rudolph should have shot his girlfriend as well?
Well, I can't respond on that situation because I really didn't do any background on that. But I don't, like I said, I don't condone no violence. You know, it's just the
Other
people
other
out
than the
here
violence
that
that
think that they can bully you and do you wrong.
other than your own killing sprees that you advocate for.
You so crazy. No, I'm not doing nobody nothing wrong. I swear I'm a good person, but I don't tolerate no shit. And that's just what I'm saying.
That's the persona. I'm a good person. I just don't tolerate no shit. That is the persona. That's the large and in charge persona. If she's 180 pounds, only top heavy, then she's fat. How in the hell do you hold up the top without the bottom? Why in the hell do y'all try to make excuses like she's shaped like some type of weeble wobble? And if so, that's okay. What, she got like thin legs and she's just like, she's shaped like an ice cream cone or some crap like that? She's shaped like a Tootsie Pop? What the fuck? Stop making excuses. There's no way, there's no place you can stuff 180 pounds on a 5'2" person. Damn it. And I know what you're doing. You're making excuses for fucking her. That's what you're doing.
Hey,
Right.
you from the boot?
Yep, you know I'm from the boot.
Yeah.
She basically she don't.
What the fuck is the boot?
Violence, but she does advocate for aggression.
I am a good, I am a sweet person. I will give you the shirt off my back, but I won't allow you to bully me, antagonize me, hurt me, or put my life at danger. I will not.
Hey, but Barbie, sometimes not backing down.
Like,
sometimes not backing
Because
down.
they want to bully you.
Wait.
all right. The shirt off my back. I said I couldn't get this out, but I was like, the shirt off my back. The shirt off your back. I don't need a parachute. I don't know. I said parachute or bed sheet, but either way, it's a big ass shirt. Oh, see, somebody called it. Somebody called it. Barbie. Exactly. Don't think I didn't. Don't think I forgot to address that shit. Don't think I overlooked that. Don't think that I overlooked the fact that she's 5'2", 180 pounds, calling herself Barbie. Do not think that I was gonna let that slide for a moment.
Wait, hold up, Barbie. Like sometimes not backing down and not picking the right spots, you actually put yourself in greater danger. So like I've been in some real.
It wasn't that she put herself in greater danger in that situation. Like I'm pretty sure she knew her son had a gun. I'm pretty sure she knew by not backing down that was going to put her son in the situation where he was going to have to shoot that man. It's like for that chick to have the wherewithal to not back down, and for you to support the not backing down and quadruple down on that. That just says a whole lot. That's just basically saying that you're down with just sending a 14-year-old son on a kamikaze protection mission for like no, like that's just stupid. When women behave like that, listen, as far as I'm concerned, she don't love her son.
Well, I hear a lot of people say that, but when you living in this world, we living in the real world. You know what I'm saying? So no one is coming out of their door thinking that, okay, I'm about to go through a big tragedy and my life is going to change dramatically. How about we focus on men not doing what he did to that woman?
I agree with that part. That was the whole beginning of my speech. I did say that he shouldn't have did it. And I argued, hold on, wait, time out. I argued from the very start that the only part where she got out of line and only part where she did something wrong is that whole chasing him down. So they say, according to reports, saying telling her son to kill him and then trying to take the gun and go kill the girlfriend. That's where she got wrong, and that's what's going to make the whole self-defense argument, blow up in her face. She going down for something. So we that's what I was saying. There's
Bernard
a
was
sensible
wrong
part
about
of this
that.
where we can agree that there's a self-defense element. So we kind of stepped out of that realm when we was talking about what do you think she could have did? Should she have backed down in that situation? Given the results and the outcome, yes, she should have backed down in that situation. I don't know how you could argue around that one.
It's a like button.
It's easy said than done. I totally understand. Some situations you.
All right. So Salty Balls says, Scroll of the Wretched, Wrecked Wrench 2.1, or hold on, Book 2, Verse 1. Thine she heathen began to speak in the tongues of the demon that hath possessed her. Thy chest master hath stoned the beacon of truth upon her, and its relevant thine truth form. Absolutely. She don't like the truth. And that's going to be further expressed when this whole Barbie topic comes up. Because the truth of the matter is they don't make Barbies that's shaped like that. And I've seen a Barbie with a mechanical leg. And I seen a Barbie with that cow disease that Michael Jackson had. They make all sorts of Barbies, but they don't make short, fat ones. Absolutely. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Salty Balls.
You easily you can get out of it. You know what I'm saying? She could have walked away, but then she's sitting here. All she think about, okay, I gotta feed my family. I'm waiting on my food. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she was not thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she thinking, oh, he just
She was hungry.
or whatever.
She needed a
you know
Snicker.
What I'm saying? I just sympathize with this lady. So it's nothing you can say to make me feel like she should have did anything wrong, like anything else. Because I would have stood there. I probably would have been afraid to move.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay to have some sympathy given the situation. She was getting her ass beat. She was getting her ass beat by a man. It was a fucked up situation. Goddamn. Hold on.
Y'all see how she's still talking? Y'all see how she's still talking? This is the desire. This is her only way of being seen. Nobody sees her on a regular. Why? Because it's not pleasing to the eye. Like people ignore, okay. So today's the 26th of the month. Fellas, tell me if you do not remember, just in passing, just like at the grocery store, just driving by, standing at the bus stop, sucking on a lollipop or something. Tell me if you, and keep in mind, ignoring your own girl, because you see her all the time, your own girl, your own wife and stuff like that. Tell me if you do not know who's the hottest chick you've seen in June. Tell me if you don't remember who is the June hottie of the month. Now, you might have to think a bit, but a picture will come to your head of the chick at Target or something like, ooh, damn. Why? Because sexy gets into your brain. It gets into your brain and it remains there for at least a month. However, all the regular bitches and subpar ones, they exit your brain. They exit your brain immediately. You dismiss it. That's how that works. Now, her way of trying to get into one's brain and remain is to talk. You is going to hear me, and that's why she's over talking Bernard right now.
I think it's okay to have some sympathy. You going way too far with it if you supporting even the boy had the wherewithal after he just killed a man. He had the wherewithal to know that woman in the store is not a threat, and he pushed his mom like, no, you're not taking this gun for me to go do something for her. Like, for her, like, no, like she was on to support that. It just shows just a level of craziness beyond what's normal. That just is what it is. Like, that's fucking crazy to for you to approve that message. But
and
it
then
is what it is.
What that leads to is more fallout. So, like, say that man has like sons. You're just gonna have like an ongoing turf war, and like your whole family's gonna battle his whole family.
That's why we have protection. What is it called? TOP. Y'all. You do the right steps. You go ahead and just go ahead on.
Y'all see the law? Y'all see how aware of the law she is? I'm telling you, they do this so they could be as fucked up as legally possible. Like TOP means that I can talk shit all the time to you, and then, you know, if you try to retaliate in any other way, then TLP, I'm protected. Why is it? All right, something's up with mine. There we go. Okay.
What you like. You know what I'm saying? No one meant to do any of this thing.
What's TLP?
You know, I think it's a temporary protection order or something like that.
Yeah, but that, like, if they live in that city or whatever and they don't have any family anywhere else, like, is that truly the thing that you want to do? Because I mean, like,
I don't know.
Look at the people.
I don't know. They probably have to move.
Yeah, but look at the people's response in line or whatever, right? That's pretty much in line with like a lot of those cities. They don't want to be involved because, you know, retaliation and everything else come back. So I'll shoot some of those people some bail because I've seen a lot of people online talk about like, oh, no men stepped up, but I'm like,
no,
all right.
I didn't. No one tried to stop. No one tried to help.
So if you step up
and notice how she noticed that no one tried to help. Notice how she noticed that no one tried to help. Hold on, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Hit the like button while I do this, while I get this wisdom out. All right, give me a second. I showed this on the last video, but I'm going to show it again. All right. Here, hit the like button while I do that. Screen share. Okay, we're going to watch this again. Okay, so take a look at this. Take a look at this. She has everything a 14-year-old boy wants. So do this one. This one less so. But this is the one that's in distress. This is the damsel in distress. Now, let's take a look at the reaction to this armed police officer. There's the step up. There's the step up. You want to know why? You see? It hit different. And you don't like that. It hit different. It hit different. You see, men and boys have a greater sense of urgency and protection for attractive, not fat women. We do. And girls. We do. I'm not going to apologize for that. What you want is equal protection. And I said this in the beginning. You want equal protection. You want equal provisions. You want equal food, or you don't want equal food. You want more than your fair share of food, but you want to be treated like her, but you don't because you're fat and far less attractive. And you have a genie head wrap. No, you don't deserve the regular stuff more attractive women do. There, I said it. There, I said it. See, stuff like this is part of pretty privilege. It's pretty privilege. Which means it's a privilege. It's not a right. That's why people people get their license suspended and stuff, that is them revoking your driving privilege. It's a privilege. You don't get the same privileges that beautiful women get. At a nightclub, they walk to the front, you wait in the back. Unless you bring enough pretty women to where their pretty overrides your fat, you have to wait in line until the more attractive women have had their fill. So what do you do to get the same, attention and stuff like that, and protections and all this good stuff as the pretty women? Well, nobody want to see you. In fact, I challenge people to tell me, because there was a fat woman or girl in the background, what color dress does she have on? I'm gonna give 30 seconds. Hold on. None. All right. Nobody answered. Now, let's take a look. I think this is the one, and it's gray, but let me see. Yep, there it is. Oh, wait. Okay, my bad. She's not fat. She just, her stuff is just baggy. Okay, my bad. Okay, so there wasn't any there. But that's how invisible they are. That is how invisible they are to regular people. So they make themselves visible, not through vision, but through sound. If you can't be visible, then you become audio. And that's why they're so damn loud. Now, let me get back to the story or the topic at hand. And then, because somebody else said something in the thing that I want to respond to. Hold on.
That cat is in the community, like, a menace in the community. Guess what? Now your family's got problems.
Well, it's other ways you can step up. Like, hey, ma'am, listen, or just, hey, is this your purse? Or, anything you could have did, like anything. You don't actually have to jump into the argument. But hey,
now, hold on, wait, time out. Now, so now you understand evasive de-escalation tactics.
Yeah, but she needed some help. She was startled in the corner.
She needed some help. Yes, but she don't deserve help. Help like that. Public sympathy is a pretty privilege. That's a pretty privilege. And hell, I'll be the bad guy and say, yes, I would have helped if she was pretty. There, I say it. Yes, I would have helped in that situation were she pretty.
If I was to help, that's how I would do it. I wouldn't approach the aggressor. I would have.
Miss, understand why people didn't help, and that's because she's an overweight woman. So you saying that people should help really means that you want the same provisions and protections of a woman who is in shape, which is not fair to the women who are in shape. They deserve more than
Baby, look
And
at
also,
honey.
and
You
also,
are the
let me
type,
ask you
honey.
this.
You are
Let me ask. See, she knows what I'm saying is true. But once again, she has to play last word. She has to play last word. That's why she's just chiming in with nonsense. Ask you this. Why did you choose the pseudo? Why did you choose the pseudonym Barbie?
And
Why
try
did you
to
choose the
belittle
pseudonym
women,
Barbie,
try to
please?
fight women. You are giving a
I
great
don't do
example.
any of that because I don't deal with fat women.
Just hush,
Answer
baby.
me, but
My
answer me
heart
this.
is broken, sir.
Why did you choose the
My heart is
pseudonym Barbie? Why did you
Baby,
choose the
listen, we're
pseudonym
not
Barbie?
talking about me. We're not.
Now notice how she was talking about me. She said, you like to do this, this, and this. You know, you like to belittle women. No, I don't. I never belittle women. Fat women are not women, and they can't belittle. And that's why they're in that situation. So she's going to talk about me. And then when I ask her about her, look at her response. Because she knows she's going to lose this last word thing. And that gets to her. That gets under her fat. Watch. No, I'm asking the question about you. I'm asking the question about you because if you don't answer, I'm going to speculate. And you don't want my speculations. Why did you choose the pseudonym Barbie?
Listen, baby, I'm not speaking to you.
Okay, then I'm going to speak to everyone. So the reason that she chose the pseudonym Barbie is because she wants to be treated.
Okay, ma'am, you can't overtalk him though.
Let me say this. She wants to be treated regular.
Ma'am, you can't talk to him.
Bro, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Go finish your point, Game Changer. I'm gonna go to the Ghost of FBA. I think that's your name. Go ahead. Finish up, Game Changer. I'm gonna see what somebody else got to say on there.
She wants to be treated regular. She admitted that in regular life she goes unseen, so she attempts to be heard. Online, she wants people to see her as a Barbie because she knows that that's what gets attention. A lot of these bigger women, they want to be considered regular. They want that whole Mario Princess type regular treatment. They want that olive oil, Popeye, help me treatment from people that they didn't give birth to. And situations like this comes from that need. This is why there's no backing down. There's always just an escalation and aggravation with them. It's the only way they can be seen. An attractive woman need only be attractive to get the attention that they have to fight and kill for.
All right, the Ghost of FBA, go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
And there you have it. That is me winning the game of last word. Squeeze it, squash it, gamma, squish it, squeeze it, gamma, squeeze it, squish it, gamma. That is what that feels like. She can't call the cops on me. That is what that feels like. She has just lost the game of last word, and she hates it. All right, now I'm going to address something that somebody said. Oh, there's a super chat. I'm going to get to that. Okay, so let me address something somebody said. Hold on. It wasn't that. It was this person, but somebody said something about obesity. But somebody was saying that it's wrong to promote obesity. Absolutely is. Oh, here we go. Obesity shouldn't be promoted. Absolutely, it should not be promoted. And what I'm sick of hearing, you people in the space, you know who you are, coming at me like, what if she has a personality? What if she has like a nice personality? That is bullshit. Okay? That is bullshit. This is the personality of obese. It is not just a physical health concern. It's also a mental concern, a psychological concern, and a personality disorder. So yeah, an obese woman can pretend to be nice if y'all relationship is a 10. And here's what I mean by a 10. If you look at the number 10, you see somebody shaped like a 1 and you see somebody shaped like a 0. And guess who's the 0 is? So if you're a 1 and she's a 0, this is binary. You're everything and she's nothing. She's going to pretend. But eventually she's going to resort back to her persona. She has to, especially when people are looking. It's the only way she can be seen. Not only that, she needs an absorbent amount of attention from you to make up for that Aisha Curry feeling that she gets when nobody's looking at her ass. She needs you to compensate for that, and that can be draining. Basically, you have the burden of making her feel beautiful. You have that burden. That burden is placed upon you of making her feel beautiful, which is not a burden that exists when you are with a beautiful woman. It's not. They feel that way all the damn time, and rightly so. Except beautiful black women. But that's a whole nother story. So these 304s out here saying that they are strong and independent, now they crying about not getting help. Exactly. Why? Because they don't get the McKinney, Texas girl treatment. And they don't get it because they don't deserve it. All right. Link is in the chat.
What's on your mind? What you got?
Hey, what's up? How you doing, Bernard? And to the panel. I see necessarily. I'm gonna be real quick with this. I don't really see the man getting anything is the issue necessarily. The only problem is old girl just lost the fight.
Okay, so the charges have been dropped. I think Zone dropped the link earlier, but I've seen it too. The charges has been dropped. So she and the son got away with it. So, and keep in mind, I really don't care about that part because it seemed like he was on his shit too. In fact, separate video. Stay tuned. Separate video. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward to when Fantasy Island Girl starts talking. Then that's my last point, and then I'm going to close down.
The threat is not eliminated. So, or neutralized, as they like to put in their terms. So, and then you're encouraging him to keep shooting. That, whoever's the prosecutor for this shit is full of shit. I'm just going to say it in my, I guess, unprofessional term. Because how is that a good shot if you shot him and he's fleeing?
You mean the second shot after he?
Yeah, I didn't know he got shot twice. So yeah, that's news to me too. I didn't know he was.
I have no problem with imminent now. Sometimes is he fleeing? Yes, but I just don't see him.
Definitely gonna make a clip out of something that happened on here. Deacon Dave in the building says Bernard Riley presents The Purge. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Deacon Dave back in here with another one said Black Mother Privilege #BMP. Shout out to Son is Hot Ron. The building says understand the psychology of this woman. In situations like this, her logic is everybody's got to go. Eliminate the chances of reprisal. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. And Fantasy Island Girl, the $5 super chat says, stop being with things talking Game Changer. Says, stop being weird. This has nothing to do with her weight. Get a life, sir.
Okay. Yes, it does. However, I was trolling. It doesn't have as much to do with her weight as I led on. Now, the other aspects of it, and that is the way the patrons reacted and everybody reacted to the initial ass whooping was due to her weight. And also her need to be heard because she can't be seen was also due to her weight. And his aggression towards her would not have been the same if she were an attractive woman. And really, if she was smaller, I would say that his girlfriend would have attacked her as opposed to him. So all these things went into play. I mean, it is rooted in that. Yes, there was some hyperbole on my part, but no, it don't say, has nothing to do with her weight. That's ridiculous. And you know that because you're not fat. You know that there are certain privileges and treatments that you get, which is why you chose not to be fat. Miss me with that bull. Big ass titties.
Thank you for the super chat, Fantasy Island Girl, who's on the panel. Go ahead, passing the mic to you. You got it.
You're welcome. So thank you for having me up here, Bernard. I'm very thankful that the mother and the son are free. I think this is justice. I think we should all be celebrating. And the lady that was speaking on this earlier, I agree with her, with Barbie.
Okay, so what was your thoughts on Travis Rudolph case? You thought he should have got off, right?
Absolutely.
Huh?
I personally believe in that case, the girlfriend should have gone down.
Okay. So if you said you 100% agree with the other girl on the panel, then you believe he should have shot. Would have been within his right to shoot the girl, right?
The Travis Rudolph?
Yeah, he would have been. Yeah, shoot the girlfriend.
I think neutralize me. I'm on that side.
Okay, cool. All right, you consistent.
What would you have done in a situation, Island?
What I have been in a situation like that, and I did not shut up, and I got hit, and I called my husband so that he can neutralize the threat. So now I won't be in those situations. If a man is posturing like he's going to hurt me, I know that he's probably going to. But at the time, I was 23 and I was sure no one will put their hands on me, and I was absolutely wrong. So now I know better and I do better.
You see, because she had a husband and shit, which is largely a byproduct of big titties and slim waist and shit, she can treat the situation differently. Furthermore, she only needed a single incident like that to know how to approach the situation different. She learned from this mistake. She had put it like this. She had another persona to go to. When you're large and in charge, there are no other personas out there for you. There isn't the big, sweet woman persona. Unless you're like grandma age, but that doesn't count for her yet. So yeah, that's not available to her. So she can't do that. So Fantasy Island Girl apparently was in a situation, and I'm going to break down the details of it, but she was in a situation where somebody was being belligerent and he attacked her. I'll just leave it there, but let's continue. So in the situation you were in, what started, because we didn't get to know what started this argument, but what started your argument. What started your argument in the situation you were in?
He was being belligerent and he was drunk. And I was upset because it was another girl's birthday and another girl's promotion ceremony, and he was ruining it. So I was telling him he needed to shut up. And he was like, "B, you shut up."
And there you go. A person was being belligerent by her estimation, and she just walks over and tells the grown man, muscles and shit, to shut up.
I was like, "You're the one acting like a bee. This isn't even about you. This isn't your ceremony. You're acting crazy." And he was like, "Tell this bee to shut up or I'm going to beat her egg." And I was
fair warning.
I was like, "Shut this bee up." And he was like, "I'll shut you up, bee." And boop, punched me in my face.
So what is
a person, if I could paint the story, you're saying that a person was being belligerent outside of the thing, outside of the situation, but it was a nuisance to you.
They were trying to calm him down.
Right. And then you went to him and told him to shut up.
I did. They were trying to calm him down, telling him, come on, we gotta go, because he was acting crazy. And I was like, you need to shut up.
So you were antagonizing. Like, you were hold up. So you were antagonizing an already drunk person, grown ass man.
I was.
Once again, as obnoxious as legally possible, she's well within her legal right to just go and disrespect somebody and say, shut the fuck up. You know what that reminds me of? Miss Sophia. So Miss Sophia, and she is the quintessential what did I call that? Persona that these chicks are looking for. Somebody offers you a job. Hey, would you like, they offer your kids a compliment. Your children are so clean. Would you like to work for me, be my maid? Now, yeah, it was perhaps an insult, but it's only an insult to certain people. And that is people who don't really need that job or want that job. But Miss Sophia didn't say, no, thank you, like a normal human being. She didn't even say, no, but I know somebody who would love the opportunity to work for the mayor directly. She didn't say any of that. She said, hell no. It's well within her legal right to say, hell no. And then she said, what did you say? And then she said, hell no. And then the husband came, who just so happened to be the mayor, and said, what did you say to Miss Millie? To which she repeated, because she's within her legal right to do it, remember, as obnoxious as legally possible. I said, hell, and then the smack came. That's when he broke the law. And then she knocked him unconscious, because that is the reputation that they want to create for strong Black women, that they have this, you know, that fat gives them the knockout power of Mike Tyson in his prime, and perhaps even now. That fat somehow fuels their strength in knocking grown men the fuck out. So she did that, and even though she was within her legal right, the sheriff came and fucked her up. And then after a continual prison sentence of getting fucked up was the only time she was humble in her whole fucking life. But it didn't stop future generations from going around with this hell no mentality to everybody but people in authority. The only lesson they got from that is to not do that shit with the mayor or his wife. That is the only lesson they got from that. They still walk around with that hell no mentality. And she walked around with the shut the fuck up mentality, or else I am going to get my husband arrested for neutralizing the situation.
Because I was already irritated with this man. He was acting like this all night. So you guys can say, oh, you were antagonizing him. But we
notice how they felt about the person is always a justification. I was irritated. What does that mean? Like, what the hell? That's like a grapist saying, I don't think y'all realize how horny I was. What the fuck? Why is that always a justification? You don't know how irritated I was.
Well, you were. You admitted that you were. You just admitted to it.
But I was. It's like he was irritated.
So how come you didn't call your husband before telling him to shut up? How come you didn't call your husband?
I didn't call my husband before telling him to shut up because I know I can't call my husband unless I want him to come handle something.
That would be him coming to handle. The only time she calls her husband is to handle something? Fellas, this is how they see you. That is the equivalent to saying, I only call my husband when I need to buy something. It would be the male equivalent to say, I only call my wife when I'm horny. Or I only call my wife when I need her to clean something. This is the stuff that comes out of their mouth. I only call him when I need him to handle something.
Okay, but okay. So what was the end result? If you don't mind me asking, if it can be, did anybody die?
Nobody died.
Okay. The cops got there before. The cops got there before your husband. I imagine.
Before. Yeah, and then my husband got there, and it was. I didn't feel like I got justice. They asked if I wanted to send him to jail, and I was like, no.
Okay.
But,
you know, you do realize your story just changed before.
She said, I didn't feel like I got justice. So him getting arrested is not justice. Let's.
Nobody died.
Okay. The cops got there before. The cops got there before your husband. I imagine.
Before. Yeah, and then my husband got there, and it was. I didn't feel like I got justice. They asked if I wanted to send him to jail, and I was like, no.
Okay.
But,
you know, you do realize your story just changed. Before you said your husband neutralized the situation. Now the cops neutralized it. But
he did neutralize the situation because I was ready to. I was ready. My husband said we don't need to send him to jail.
Oh, he
you ready to what?
She's saying she was ready to
I was
kill.
ready to get him sent to jail. When the police asked me, I was like, yeah, lock his ass up. And then
hold on, wait. So hold on, wait. So your husband said, don't lock him up?
My husband said, don't worry about it. I'll handle it.
Okay, did he handle it?
Yes, he did.
Okay, all right, cool.
Nobody died.
I guess.
Well, how did your husband
but nobody died. Okay, cool. So still, okay. So, all right. So what would you now?
This sounds like a made-up story.
It does. It does. But it really shows, made up or true, it really shows the type of protection that they're looking for. And that is the type of protection that to where they can feel comfortable going around disrespecting men and having their husbands deal with the consequences. Essentially, what they're doing is they're bullying with somebody else's muscle. Okay, let me show you what I mean. But in the meantime, Pablo, what's on your mind?
Hey, GameChanger.
Hey, what's up?
You know, you were actually more correct than you may have realized when you said her obesity is a part of the problem.
Okay.
I dropped the link. I dropped the link in the private chat and in the YouTube chat on a study that shows obese women have higher testosterone levels, and it could be a great part of the aggressive nature and the behaviors that you see. So there's a there.
Okay, I didn't know that.
There is a there.
Now, it could be, however, Pablo, that they're classifying muscle women as obese.
No, it says obesity.
No, because like female bodybuilders and shit like that, they have both high testosterone and high testosterone and high BMI. Like their BMI would be off the chart too.
Right, and ordinarily, I guess some might understand that, but here's the thing: in men, when men become obese, guess what? Their testosterone levels drop, right? And their estrogen levels rise. You begin to see them form breasts, right? Their penis shrinks, all of that stuff happens.
True.
Because what obesity does, the sex hormones, the androgens, if it were, for men and women, it's the opposite effect. So men's testosterone will fall, women's testosterone will rise when they become obese, and their estrogen will decrease. Basically, your sex, you chemically become more like a man when you're obese, and as a man, chemically you become more feminine.
Wow. So it's just
Yes,
bad all around. Okay, I get you. I
it is
get
bad.
you. And
Yeah.
they're backing it up in the thing. Yeah, she's a hormone changer, I guess. Yeah. All right. Now, I'm glad that you're here, Pablo. Take a look at what we see here. Now, for all of y'all that don't know, these are the something or other sisters from the show The Proud Family. Now, the little one here is the one that puts her hand out. She don't say anything. She just puts her hand out and demand money from pretty girls. Now, the big one here is the enforcer. She is there just in case you don't give up that lunch money. Then she will, show you those hands. And the one in the middle is the one I want y'all to pay special close attention to. The one in the middle, first of all, the one on the far right is useless, just having her hand out. But she represents the welfare women of the world. But the one in the middle is the one I want to try to pay special close attention to. She is the mouthpiece. She is the talker. She is the one that's in your face, making demands, etc., etc., etc. She is the in your face talker. This is the dynamic that people like Island Girl are seeking. They're seeking that dynamic. When they say they want protections, what they mean is they want somebody like this person here on the right. They want to be like the woman in the middle that talks shit just so the girl right here can come and back it. I repeat, they want to be able to talk shit, and if you retaliate, this person backs it. That's what happened with Fantasy Island Girl's husband in this particular situation. She's like, I want to be able to walk up and tell you to shut the fuck up. And if you say something back or you do something back, then come see this person here.
Well, game changer, if I may.
Go for it.
You can see this behavior played out at any middle school and elementary school where said sisterhood resides. And we've all grown up and seen these particular characters. There's the fat, overweight, not attractive loudmouth who goes around the school bullying, talking shit, instigating fights. Every school had one. And what would happen is she would be the ringleader of quote unquote the girls, the sisterhood. And they would go around, starting and instigating things. She would be the center of the mean girls, so to speak. Although usually mean girls, as you age, become more attractive, right? But in this case, in the case of the community, the mean girls are not attractive. The mean girls are the least attractive. They are the most undesirables of the group.
No, true. In fact, if you look at Mean Girls, when you deal in white societies, the Mean Girls are more attractive because they work under a completely different social hierarchy than Black women, which means that when you are dealing with an attractive Black woman, you have to negotiate with, with a unattractive Black woman, which is why we find ourselves in a situation where brothers are quote unquote taking one for the team. End quote. That's the Mean Girls. That's the dynamic that we have here. And for those of you who don't know what Mean Girls are, let me show you their leadership structure. All right, so let me get out of here, and then we're going to go to H&M. All right, so present, share screen. These are the girls that are at the top of the social hierarchy in white society. Look at their legs, the symmetry thereof. Look at the way they dress. A lot of pink. This is a sign of feminine behavior. You know, these are the mean girls. These are the ones that the other women look up to in their society. All of the lesser girls at that particular school, the ones who are lower on the social hierarchy, is trying to be like them. That's why they're slimmer. That's why they're typically hotter, etc., etc., etc. Mean white girls and mean black girls are completely different. All right, you got it, H&M.
What's up, Game Changer?
What's up?
As far as that whole mean girl dynamic, I think we already know how that dynamic works. You got a group of girls who are basically at the top of the charts socially or whatever, or popularity wise, but they're damn near at the bottom as far as academic achievements are concerned. These are the same girls that would get the beta male nerds to do all their homework for them, cater to them, kiss their asses every chance they get, and the sisterhood just sits there and backs them up and not hold them accountable. So yeah, it's nothing new. I haven't seen Mean Girls in its entirety, but I saw enough of that film to know how it is. Lindsay Lohan was good in that movie. Classic, in my opinion, for the early 2000s. But we all know how they go down. Now, what's the difference between a mean black girl and a mean white girl? I don't see much of a difference, attitude-wise anyway.
There's an extraordinary difference between a mean black girl and a mean white girl. For one, the mean black girl is fat. She's not justified in being mean. You see, the mean white girl is pretty and spoiled due to her looks, etc., etc., etc. And yes, she do receive certain privileges, and this is a result of being pretty that all pretty women receive. And it really don't change much in adulthood. Take the Home Depot chick. All right. And say you're working at Home Depot with her. And she says, I can't reach that over there at the top shelf. Can you get that for me? To which you say, yes. Yes, I can. But if she was fat and ugly as shit, you say, bitch, get a ladder. See, and you're well within your right to do so. However, in black high schools all across the world, we treat the big ones with pretty privilege. And you want to know why we do that? And I'm gonna just put this out there. You want to know why we do this? I'm pausing so one of you can ask me why. Yeah.
Yes,
okay, go for it.
I want to know why.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to tell you why. The reason why we do this, black men and boys, is because we know that in the black community, big girls have access and control over the pussy of small girls. I repeat, big girls have access and control over the pussies of small girls. What do I mean by that?
I have a good idea. Can I answer that for you, man?
Go for it.
I think what you're saying is because these big girls, they act as like the somewhat bodyguard / cock blockers to these small girls. So they don't let any man that they don't find attractive come near their small, thicker, slimmer friends. Is that what you mean?
That's exactly. But even with the bodyguard part aside, they are the influencer. Many regular sized women do not suck my dick without the approval of the big girls. And you black men and boys know it. Y'all know that in order to get that sweet, sweet, slim-waisted goodness, you have to get the permission of whoever is her designated Medea.
Right. I can vouch for myself because I've been on the receiving end of both. I've had those big girls try to be cock blockers because I'm not interested in them. Instead, I want your thick friend right here. So that's happened to me at least once or twice in high school and a few times in college. But I kind of see how that works.
Now, with these girls, however, in the white community, there is no fat ass oversight. there is so basically, you know, if you're walking by and you're an asshole or you're a jerk to fat women and you say, don't touch me, you fat ass bitch, she won't. And okay, I'm gonna tell y'all a story. But first, I'm just gonna make clear that you don't have to speak to or deal with any big girls to get to these girls. You just have to deal with them, you know, and get their consent. You don't have to get dual consent. You don't have to get consent of some, you know, Medea figure that is ruling her life. So that's a given. Now I'm gonna tell the story, right? So I was working at this company, right? Before I graduated and everything, I was still a student, and they were getting rid of some of their old computers, and they was like, the decent thing to do is to give it to their employees. And I'm like, bet, free computer, can't beat that, I'm in, right? So everybody got one. Everybody got a free computer, right? Now the office is upstairs, and if I remember right, there wasn't an elevator. It was a 2-story building. There either wasn't an elevator or the elevator was busy, but I took the stairs, right? So then a overweight girl came to me, right? And she said, GC, could you take my computer down with you? Right? To which I said, no. Once I take my computer and put it in my car, I do not wish to come back upstairs. After that, my day is done. My entire day is over at that point. First of all, you know, when work is over, I'm like, yabba dabba do. It's time to go. Like Fred Flintstone, it's time to go. I am done for the day. And you want me to not only take my computer, but come up and bring your stuff down. Now this was, you know, these weren't laptops, these were desktops. And then, you know, this chick is whispering to another chick who just so happened to be visually appealing what I said and refused to do. And the other chick was saying, oh, you never gonna get this pussy, to me, because of the way I treated the big chick. You see, that type of thinking. She had governance over the other chick's pussy. Now, don't mean that if I would have took the computer down that she would have fucked me. It just means that I got a definite no. And guess what, fellas? I don't care about that shit. I truly don't. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care if a maybe turns into a no. I care if it definitely turns into a maybe. But anyway, let me play some more of this. Did you have anything on that story before I play some more?
Oh yeah, I wanted to say one thing. So let me understand something. She was a big girl. You weren't that courteous to her for whatever reason, and then she spread the word to her her attractive friend, like, don't get with you because you're an asshole or something like that. Is that what happened?
That's exactly what happened. Yes.
Now let me tell you this. Now this may just be me personally, and you can tell me, do you feel the same way about this? But me, I treat all women the same, with courtesy and respect, regardless of what size they are. If you're a big girl, you need help with something, I'll gladly help you out. If you're a slim girl, I'll help you out. To me, it's more about presentation of said female, not so much what she look like on the outside. Because you could be a fat girl acting out of pocket, or a thick girl acting out of pocket. The second you get out of line, the second you get out of line with me, that's just it. All the privileges go out the window. I'm not helping you regardless of what size you are, because I've seen that happen before. I had a chick at my job that used to treat me a certain kind of way. She wanted my help. I said, no, you on your own, sweetheart. I'm not helping you with a damn thing. Not because of her size or her weight, but because her attitude is what I didn't like. So to me, it's more about attitude, not so much what she looked like. And then, so that's just my take on it.
Okay, understand this. It's more than that. And I think deep down subconsciously, you know. Listen and listen to me good. You men are well within our rights and desires, and we're morally okay if you want to give the amount of effort based on how she looks. Okay, based not her attitude, Dr. Coffin Nails. No, based on how she looks. And I'll give example. Okay, if you are leaving a store and you hold the door behind you for the person behind you to walk through, as everybody does, whether it's male, female, young, old, etc., 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 the amount of time that you hold that door open is a direct correlation of how much you want to fuck the person you're holding it for. Okay, so if the Home Depot girl is behind you, you hold the door a little bit longer. However, if a fat chick is behind you, you close it quicker. You hold it, but then you close it quicker because you want to get on with your day more so. That is just how that works. That is human nature. Okay, that is part of privileges. Now, why do I say that? The level of inconvenience, that is an inconvenience. Walking back up the stairs is not that the computers are particularly heavy or anything, but that is an added inconvenience. That is a couple of extra minutes of my at-home time that I would much rather not take for a fat bitch.
Okay.
And more to the story. What's her name? The other chick. Why are you echoing? The other chick's dude. I seen him pick her up one day. Was a dude I went to elementary school with. So it was a no-go regardless. So anyway, back to the video.
Yeah, I was gonna say, granted, I did that one time. I think I did that, what you just said about holding the door. I think I did that one time. There was this one time where I saw a thick black woman. I'm like, okay, I'll hold the door for you. And then as soon as she walked in, I was like, hey, how you doing? And she responded back to me. A week later, same thing. Except it was a less attractive woman. When I held the door for her, I closed it immediately as soon as she got inside. And then just let the store have to get in my good. I didn't try to holler at her or nothing. So I kind of see how that works. So exactly. I'm guilty of that. That's what you're talking about.
There's no guilt involved. You are doing what men do. That is what men do. It is her privilege. It is a beautiful woman's privilege to have a door to have a guy wait a little bit longer for the door to open. That is just her privilege.
And that's my chance to shoot my shot. I shot my shot once or twice doing that, and I think one time it didn't work, but the second time, in the second scenario, yes, it actually did work. But for the less attractive woman, no, I just held the door and kept it moving.
Exactly. So yeah, there's certain privileges, ladies. And this goes to the fat ladies of the world. Like, listen, there's just certain privileges that are not afforded you. That's why it's called pretty privilege. All right, let me continue.
No, I believe it. So what? So just real quick. So everything I believe what you're saying, because I've seen this happen. Street justice. He wanted quote unquote street justice, or just like whatever, the outside of the Westland. Cool, I got you. Yeah. So what would you suggest now for a woman to do if and when a man threatens her with violence? What would be your suggestion?
Leave.
So now again, I do not believe that a person being drunk, angry, or mad, or so on and so forth justifies them putting their hands on you, right? But at the same time, you can antagonize people, and I think you learned a very, very valuable lesson, like you said back then, that most women don't understand. The reason why men don't go around on some rah-rah shit for real, because not only can it result in violence, it can result in you losing your life. A lot of women, black women especially, think that, I can talk and I can hit and I can do all this other stuff and so on and so forth, and I can get away with it. But lo and behold, very few and very, seldom, some women find out the hard way. You know what I mean?
And I've always been able to say, like, I don't just come out of my mouth just coming at people disrespectfully. But when people are being disrespectful, I've always said something, right? So I've never had anyone put their hands on me except for that one experience, but I don't want anyone else to do that to me again. So it's enough, even though I've done it plenty of times before that. After that, I don't do that anymore. I don't want to do it.
Look at God. All right. I do want to move along real quick. SKC with the $5 super chat. He says, just chiming in for a few, Bernard, but I have a question. Would everyone's position be the same if the mother and son were not black? Just wondering. All the men on this panel, I'm pretty sure the position would. Come on, you got to mute up whoever that is. I think that's their taste. All the men on this panel who I've heard give a very nuanced, very precise and nuanced understanding, critique, and thought pattern and what's going on, I tend to believe we would all operate exactly the same way. So I mean, it's weird that you would ask that to us, but you know the crowd who switches their argument depending on who's in the hot seat. So that's not this crowd. So it's just a weird question to ask us. We normally on point. We normally give the same critical analysis, and I think we would analyze.
Okay. SKC with this question seemed to be unaware that Karen exists, that there is a pejorative for people who behave like that, white people who behave like that. So yes, if a Karen had called her, swastika son or something to come out with a gun and shoot up somebody in a situation that could have been avoided, then the same critiques would have been given. In fact, she probably would be arrested, and so would the son.
It the exact same way that the initial shoot was not bad. It may, depending on what that text message said. If she said, "Come in here with the gun,"
all right, let me fast forward. I'm gonna just do this last part and then we're done.
Kill him. So the other generally agree. That's anybody who got some a different opinion can go ahead and share your opinion on the like the time to kill at the end when he said, "Now imagine he's white," or imagine she's white, or imagine I can give your opinion on the.
He's trolling with that kind of question.
We think logically.
Let's ask Fantasy Island girl. You said it was a girl's birthday party. Was the girl a younger?
Promotion party.
It was both. It was one girl's birthday and another girl's promotion. It was combined together for them to have a party.
Okay. And where were their husbands?
They didn't have husbands.
Were these Black women?
Yes, they were Black women.
Okay.
All right.
Now, and that was my final point. Black women are unique in a sense that they do a lot of stuff in droves, one could say herds, of single women. I want y'all to go somewhere to a low-level restaurant, whether it's Applebee's, Black Angus, Red Lobster. I want y'all to go to these places, right? And then I want y'all to look at who is sitting with whom. Look at other people's tables. People watch. But this is what you're watching for. Unaccompanied non-Black women. That's what you're looking for. You are looking for a group, a small group of unaccompanied non-Black women. And then do the same thing for non-Black guys. And then do the same thing for Black women. And then do the same thing for Black men. My point is that in other races, groups, and communities, the genders are together. They eat together. They celebrate their birthdays together. They celebrate their promotions together.
Damn, that's a pretty good point, because you don't see too much of that with the Black community now, do you?
You most certainly don't.
And I work at an airport, and one thing I've noticed is that I see a lot of non-Black. I see way more non-Black couples traveling from state to state together than I do Black couples. Yes, I see some men and women with their children. Don't get me wrong, I see it, but I see it more so with the non-blacks than I do with the blacks.
Exactly. Because you see, they have family vacations. I repeat, they have something called family vacations, couples retreats, honeymoons, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to call it. They have situations where men and women get together and sometimes kids. Black women have girls' trips. Black men have passport bros. This is how separate we are. And that separation manifested itself in the situation that Island Girl was talking about. A situation where it's a group of women, and a man is out of line, and it's up to a woman to say something because there are no men there. No men there to celebrate his sister's birthday. No man to celebrate his daughter's promotion. No man to celebrate his girlfriend's birthday. No man to celebrate his wife's promotion. No man whatsoever. Even Fantasy Island Girl kept her man at home because this is an estrogen affair. That is how they get down. They're separate from their men. He don't get invited to the birthday parties. What if he wants some cake? Nope, he's just at home waiting for a phone call to see if he needs to whip some ass.
Is that what people are doing nowadays? Only keeping their husbands around or boyfriends around, so they can be one call away if something go down?
Exactly. That's apparently what's going on. And this could be the same as if it was a wedding, except black women don't have weddings. But like, no matter what, in situations where people normally bring couples, they normally bring like plus ones. Not these women. They don't have plus ones.
What you mean plus one?
A plus one is typically a date to a formal affair.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. I don't see too many black women doing that. Usually, again, it's always the people outside the black community that's doing more of that than it is us.
Exactly. And Pink Unicorn punctuated what you were saying, and that is maybe they don't like their husbands. They only marry them for utilities. Well, she did say that I just call him if something goes down. Meaning if she put something down. So yeah, you're right. It is that utility. Now
kind of like a Russell Wilson and Sierra. Sierra just wants him as a utility, but she wants the freedom to go out there and do whatever she wants and thirst trap for other men. Ain't that about some shit?
Yep.
And Fantasy Island Gal said this?
Yeah, she said this about her husband. Now, I think she might be referring to her husband at the time, because I think that she is single, unmarried, but she's seeing someone right now. I think that's her situation. If I remember her previous interviews with Bernards, I could be mistaken, and she's been with the same guy, for quite some time. But yeah, that's how it is. It's the whole, I'm gonna get Debo. Just saying. There's always somebody that they are ready to call on somebody who they feel is out of line. All right, so final thoughts, H&M.
I just think it's crazy. You talk about privileges. Women always say, it is my right to do this. It is my right to wear whatever I want to wear. No, sweetheart, it is your fucking privilege to wear whatever the fuck you want to wear. You can do whatever you want, act however you want, but that's our privilege, not a goddamn right. I wish they correct themselves when they say that it is your privilege to do the things you do, not so much your right to do whatever the hell you want to do. And all this using men as utility, this is why men don't want to get married anyway. Now, you can argue that all women don't act like this, but when you got all these trashes surpassing the treasures, it makes us wonder why even bother trying.
Yeah, exactly. So there's other thing. I pointed out the second part of what Unicorn was saying. Now I want to point out the first part, and that is they don't like their husbands. It's really more of they don't value them. because they look at them as replaceable. You know, like, I mean, but if you cared for them, you would not put them in situations that could be dangerous. Same with your sons. If you truly cared for them, you wouldn't escalate situations that could cause danger, you know, to them. You know, like, what if that guy is affiliated and your son is now greenlit? You know, like everybody who is affiliated with this guy is now looking for your son. But you don't care as long as you got the last word. In fact, somebody brought that up and, you know, they said TOP or some crap like that. But you're right. I mean, you know, they don't really care about the person. They just value their utility. They don't value the person's life, well-being, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
In other words, that minute they just settled for, or settled for them.
Well, I mean, it's a relationship based on convenience. It's a relationship based on not who the person is, but what the person can do for them. But yeah,
and that's my thing. And that's my thing about this whole marriage dynamic. I believe nowadays people are just getting married for the convenience of it. You know, they don't want to be over 40, single, don't have anybody. Women specifically want to beat the biological clock and reproduce it. They just try to snatch up any man that they can find. And I guess men are shacking up just for the sake of having a companion. They tired of searching. They're tired of dealing with the world as treasure amongst trash. So the first chick that they see that's qualified, that seems qualified, they want to take her in as she is, take her as she is. Russell Wilson did that. Kanye West and Will Smith did that. Look what happened to them. So we all know that that's not the best way to select a mate for both males or females alike.
Exactly. So yeah, and this does reek somewhat of the whole Will Smith Jada situation. It's just that it's replaced with a gun. Let me do this. So here we go. All right. So Pink Unicorn, I think you said that you was interested in movie night one thing, and you sent the email. I didn't get it, but I put my email address in the chat room for you. And for anybody who's interested in movie night, go ahead and hit me on that email, and I'll put you on the list. The movie nights are typically Thursday nights, Theater Thursday at 5:30 PST. So stay tuned for that. All right. So with that, I want to thank the Cash Apps and Super Chats, managers and moderators, those who listen silently, and those who participate in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. This is GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace.
Take care.